Shit. Turn that off. Alright. Um, Gears of War 4 is... So the beta for Gears of War 4 is coming pretty soon, the 18th, and we're up to the 10th. And I just made some shit ton of ideas, like, because, you know, a lot of things could change between the beta and the full game. So, like, I read a lot of comments when I just watch old, like, Gears of War 3 videos and stuff. And some people are, like, arguing, oh, Retro Launcher shouldn't be in Gears of War 4. And then people are like, oh, Retro Launcher should be in Gears of War 4. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just, like, the ideas, like, what if, like, the ideas I put, like, what if, like, these guns do make a return? And, like, how should they be balanced and everything? So, what I wrote down here, like, just fucking papers right there. If the Retro Launcher does return, because if I remember correctly in Gears of War 3, it was 6 shots to down. Like, it was a 6-shot down, and it would active, it was 5. So if they do bring it back, for whatever reason, it should be a 12-shot kill. It should be 12 shots to down or whatever, and then whatever to kill. Same clip as 30. And an active should only reduce the spread of the gun, because if everyone remembers, Retro has a big spread, so like it should try to bring the spread down by like half when you get active. And also something that's a little sketchy in my mind, I know a lot of people would never agree with this, would be like a grenade launcher type thing to the Retro Launcher, so you could change it. Oh, and yeah, it's like the bayonet charge wouldn't do as much damage, because a lot of BS that happened in Gears of War 3 was you take like one step in the retro charge, and then you just do that. You hit the person, and they're pretty much dead, and you shoot them once, and that's it. It was like pretty much like that. So the bayonet should do like shit damage. The grenade launcher was saying it should work like this. So if this happens, like you decide to equip the grenade launcher like instead of the bayonet, like you could switch it interchangeable, whatever, between like when you're doing the lobbies or whatever. If you use grenade launcher, so assuming that you start with the smoke grenade like in every other Gears of War, so instead of switching to the smoke grenade by the D-pad, all you do is hold B like the retro charge, and it switches to like, you know, the undermount grenade launcher, and you have a starting smoke grenade. So you shoot it, it's gonna be like this. You shoot it, and it's going to fly like you throw, but it's going to be farther. It's going to have more trajectory. It's going to go further, and it's still going to act like a normal grenade, like a smoke grenade. It's not going to hit someone and stick to them and then blow up. Same thing, like if you pick up a frag grenade and you could put it inside the grenade launcher and shoot it, but it won't stick to them, and it will still act like a normal grenade. So that's So the next gun that, if it does return, and probably not, because I've seen comments that people saying this gun should return, is the Sawed-Off. If we all remember, the Sawed-Off was probably the most controversial Gears of War weapon ever in the history of mankind. It was a one-shot kill at ridiculous range. Well, not ridiculous range, but you know, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a one-shot kill. What it should be if it does return is it no longer one-shot kills. It could be the same way as Gears of War 3, but it only one-shot downs. That still could cause problems. Or what it could do is be like the Gears of War Judgment variant, which would be the poor man's Gnasher, because that thing was unusable in Gears of War Judgment, and we could it was like, to me, it was like a Gnasher at close range. Like at close range combat, it was the same damage as a Gnasher, but it could shoot faster, and I think reloaded faster, I'm not sure. So at close range it does like identical damage, and then, you know, your regular sawed-off range, it sucked. So it's pretty much a poor man's Gnasher. That's how I think it should have been in Gears of War 3. You know, just a poor man's Gnasher. So like you help the newer players out, like get used to the Gnasher, and then when you use the Gnasher, it could you know, help them a lot. The Hammer Burst, the one that we've seen in 2 and 3, it should only be, in my opinion, if it does return, full auto, no semi-automatic, because, you know, if someone has like, you know, a mod controller, rapid fire controller, it was down to people like a second or two. So it should be like how it fires full auto, that slow pace, but an active reload should double that fire rate. So it's not going to be like too broken, with double fire rate, but it will actually take a lot of skill to use. Master those active reloads, and it'll still do the same damage, like 8 shot down or whatever it was. And yeah, also if it does return ADS, I actually like the ADS in Gears of War 3. Maybe, I'm not sure, it should be a pickup or DLC weapon if they decide to bring it back. I would consider a DLC pickup, the DLC map's going to be a pickup. The classic Hammer Burst, because that's one of my favorite guns for no reason. It was very fun to use in Ultimate Edition that I enjoyed. It should, in Gears of War Ultimate Edition, be better than the Lancer, at medium and long distances. I think that's how it was, because it was just more accurate, I think, and did more damage. Plus the bursts were pretty fun. Flip this over. The Gears of War 2 Gorgon pistol, not the one we see in 3. And I think the one in 3 was actually a lot weaker than the one in 2. If you remember, we have the burst Gorgon pistol. If I remember correctly, from playing online or just testing, I think it was a 2-shot down, 2 bursts down if every single bullet hit when the burst in Gears of War 2. And when I active, I'm pretty sure I've been 1 bursted before and downed. So I would like to see that. It wouldn't be as broken, as Gears of War 2. A lot of things were a lot of pretty powerful in Gears of War 2. This when the beta comes, I'm expecting the Lancer, just in general speaking, not this what if or whatever paper of ideas. I will be kind of upset, like a lot of people, if the Lancer has the stopping power it did in 3, because that was really a turn off in 3. I think 3 was actually a pretty good game, besides, the rifles overruling the Gnasher game and everything. So yeah, back to this idea. The Gorgon pistol is pretty good. I liked it in Gears of War 2. I didn't prefer the Gears of War 3, but if they want to do either or, it's fine. Yes, the Boltok pistol should return. It's a really good gun. One of the few good guns in Gears of War Judgment was the Breach Shot, and I think it fits the scenario in Gears of War 4. Because I think, I have to look up, I could be wrong on this, chances are I am. If I remember correctly, JD in the demo that we saw said something around, correct me if I'm wrong, that we are no longer the hunted, they were hunting, we were hunting them and now they're hunting us. So the Breach Shot, in my opinion, is a really good hunting rifle, so it was actually pretty fun to use in Judgment, popping heads and everything. Ink grenades, the way okay, in Gears of War 2, remember ink grenades, they just exploded. They were they had the timer of the frag grenade, they did the beep and then it exploded. But they were just, to get people to move out of the area. It was just to flush people out. And then Gears of War 3, it had that ridiculous stun that was just pure bullshit, in my opinion. You threw it 10 feet away from someone and it stunned them. You could just run up to them and shoot them. It had a ridiculous stun. In my opinion, it should, if it does return, if it should make a comeback, it should have the stun of the smoke grenade, where it didn't. You get stunned and you're slow and you're covering up and you have to move slow. It should be like that and damage you. It shouldn't be broken like it did in Gears of War 3 at the beginning. I know the current updates put it back to the Gears of War 2, but it was an instant explode. A little idea I've been putting on YouTube sometimes in comments was a new shotgun idea. I know shotguns haven't been once the Assault came back, people are oh, we only want the Gnasher. Well, I'm thinking more of a hunting shotgun. It shoots slugs. It has 5 shots. It shoots as fast as an active Boltok. It is impossible to get a 1-shot kill unless it's to the head, up close. Well, around up close. Chances are, it's not going to be really powerful. It's going to be most of the time 2 to 3 shot kills. Even with active, it's just going to increase the range of it. It's just probably going to be I don't know, probably like maybe campaign only. I don't know if it should be included in multiplayer because it's gonna have a lot of range to it compared like to the Nasher. But the spread is gonna be really small because you're shooting slugs like whatever like they can make in type of slugs they have in Gears of War series if they plan on doing this. Because the Nasher has a pretty wide spread. This doesn't have a pretty tight spread. So in close range combat, it's not gonna be ideal to use in close range combat because the Nasher like wall bouncing and the Nasher combat. It's chances are if this gun is implemented, well, chances are no. But if anyone important ever sees this and like, hey, this is a good idea, it's pretty much gonna loosen an Nasher in close range every single time. But at semi close range, almost going into medium, it would be pretty okay. It's almost like almost rifle-ish. I can't say because it's a shotgun with slugs, so it's gonna have some pretty good range. It's like a takedown rifle. It would be probably best used if someone is running at you with if someone's running at you with the Nasher, they're not gonna have that. If they could shoot you, they're probably gonna damage you, but you could probably kill them before they get to you if they're running at you. So that'd be good. Or if someone's hurt and running away from you, it would be pretty good to use that because the range on it. It would be the range, like the damage per range is going to be better than the Nasher, but up close the Nasher is always going to dominate. The things, the pouncers that we saw in the what is this? The demo E3. The pouncers that what they're called, the thing that shoots the quills. There should be a launcher that the new enemies use, a launcher that shoots the quills like the pouncer did. That'd be like a pretty good alternative to the boom shot. A few other ideas that could be implemented. Blind firing one down. You just have your pistol and you blind fire. You can't aim. That could be a pretty good alternative, but that's not Gears of War-ish, so I wouldn't expect that. Something that I really like is when playing Horde mode with people, Horde mode or Beast mode. But every time you played, it would always be a normal difficulty, so it wouldn't be as fun, playing Beast, because Beast was easy on normal. So when you want to play Horde or Beast, you could go to it, and when you press to play Horde or Beast, you could choose the difficulty you want to play online with. So if a bunch of people playing Beast mode on Insane, you could just join that lobby or whatever. You could just click Beast, choose your difficulty or whatever, Insane, and it would just put you in the lobby, like a matchmaking lobby, and then everyone joins and you start playing Beast on Insane with random people. It could be like that because I think that's a pretty good idea because not a lot of people would enjoy just playing the same thing on normal every single time. Like you need a challenge every now and then. So yeah, that's pretty much my ideas and stuff. Like if these guns should return, how should they be and everything, blah blah blah. I don't really expect anyone important to see this, but if a lot of people end up seeing this, word could spread. I think these are good ideas, and I'm hoping a lot of other people think these are good ideas. And I forgot what it was. It was about the Retro Lancer. The Retro Lancer idea I said at the beginning about it being weaker. Someone actually said it's actually a really good idea. I was talking to. So I decided to make this video after a good 2 weeks or so. So yeah, I think these are good ideas and how to do everything. We already know the Lancer is returning. We got new weapons. I forgot what they're called. I know one of them's like a buzzsaw thing you shoot and everything. We got a reverse digger you shoot into the air and it drops down. I already figured out what they're all called. I think in the Game Informer magazine or website I seen, I forgot what they're called. I think they're called the mirrors. That's what the new enemies. That's how they're mimicking the Locust, Drone, Grenadier, Hunter, and the Sniper. So I seen the long shot as an image. I don't know if it's official or not. I seen the Hunter with a torque bow. So I don't know if that's official or not, but it'd be pretty cool. The long shot looked pretty cool. It had a bit of bandaging on it, wear and tear. The Grenadier, of course, had a Nasher, and I don't know what the drone had, but I'm actually looking forward to Gears of War 4. And the beta comes out the 18th. I'm just gonna be totally sucking at it. be fun to play with everyone else. And thank you for actually listening.